Alrighty, I'm your man, Bad Chad, and we are on air. The problem I have with the car right at the present moment, as I'm working on it today, I have to make front glass fit this car, and by no means, any chance, anyhow, it's going to fit right now. So I'm going to have to make it fit. And what I'm looking at is, you want to come take a look, Jolene. You can see this piece here, and this lip. That's where the glass was. That's where the glass sat on top of that with the rubber, and that must have been part of the dash or whatever, but it's an inside construction that's welded over to the cowl on one side of the post, and it's welded to the cowl on this side of the post. And what I'm looking at, if you want to stay there, Jolene, this is what I'm looking at. When I put the roof down on, I just put the roof on, and I did not care about anything that was going on with the glass when I put the roof on. It's because I would figure it out in the end, basically. And right now is the time that I'm at it. This is what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. As I look at it, it's hard to believe that I build cars and don't have it figured out, but that's the way I do things. I just do it, and I figure it out on the process. If I'm doing something else, I can always come back and think about this while I'm sanding filler or putting filler on. I can think about it. Sure I can. And you can too, is what I'm trying to say is. So if you're doing something, doesn't mean you can't stop thinking about how you're going to make something, build something, fix something. And that's what I do. But you can see how this post right here, where the window used to lie, right here, it's kind of in line with this right here. Kind of. And it's pretty darn close, you ask me. Like this line right here. Right there, if I bring that right up around there and laid something, like put something here, lay there, a window could lay on that and lay on that if I bring it around and flushed it off all the way there. It's got a sweetheart look in the front. I guess it's sweetheart. Looks like some of the tops Jolene wears where it goes over her bosoms. And Jolene, what, baby? It's true. Like your bra almost. Jolene looks amazing today, but I must say. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to get rid of the pinch weld. This is the plan. I'm going to get rid of the pinch weld. I'm going to apply this panel here to the inside panel and weld it all the way along top of there. So I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to take another piece of metal. It's not going to be a pinch weld, but there's going to be another piece of metal that's going to lay on this side of this. So we're going to probably ½ inch, whatever it's going to be, ½ inch, ¾ inch, whatever, and it's going to come up on this side, and we're going to run it all the way along here, and we're going to run it right up around here, right to the window. I'm going to try to get flat glass in this car. It's going to be a little bit of work, but I'm going to try to make one for this side. We'll make a piece of flat glass, and I can hammer and dolly this a little bit, and obviously that can be flat here on this side, but basically that's what I'm going to try to do. So I got 2 pieces of glass going in, flat on this side, and I have to try to get rid of the pinch weld. So that's my idea. Now we're going to do it. So what I'm going to do before I even, I haven't done anything there yet, you can see how the post before stood up a lot straighter. I had to knock this down, and that's where I relieved it there. And that's where I knocked it down to get this roof to put on. It's going well. The roof, what can I say? I got the post connected on. They're welded on there nice now. They're not going anywhere. I've capped them all, everything where it needs to be capped. But now I have to make the window fit. You can see where I knocked that down and where that stood up again. We're going to have to knock that down. I'll bring that around somehow. Let's do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little chunk out of it and see what it looks like, and then go from there. Take a little chunk out of it. That again. Just like that. I'm going to take a bigger chunk out of it because it seems to be okay. Now, you can see, I don't want to get too much out of her. I don't want to come away on me. You can see how, oh, sorry, sweetheart, knocked her, just shoulder tackled her. You can see how that's pinch welded together. There's 2 panels here. There's 1 panel in here and 1 panel there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flapper wheel that down a little bit. and then I'm going to get it so it's nice, and then I'm going to tack weld it together, and then I'll cut a little more off, and then I will go the whole distance. I also, with me doing that, I'm still going to keep the sweetheart look because it's going to be there. And we can cut the flat glass in this shape. Yes, we can. But the pinch weld now, if you can picture it, I'm hoping that you can. The pinch weld now will be back here. I'll weld a piece of metal back there. So when it comes up to here, matches onto this. There, like that, it's going to have to be cut around there, a piece be cut in, and the glass can set on this. This is all straight looking. Looks straight to me. This goes straight along here, so we'll weld the pinch weld back here on this piece and bring it up around on this flat piece. I'll have to hammer, I've said that before, hammer dull it there. I'm going to knock it down with the flapper wheel. That makes me happy that that worked out all right. Put the flapper wheel at. Thank you, sweetheart. That's why you're my assistant, my lovely assistant. She's my lovely assistant. Alrighty, it's been some hot here in the last couple of days, and I get all shiny when I come out. Like I said to Jolene, Jolene doesn't sweat; she gets shiny. All right, I'm gonna knock this down a little bit. Now, you can see how that come apart there. I don't want that to come apart. I want that to go back together. That's where it was pinch weld together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock it on. Now this piece has not moved, no doubt in my mind. I had a hammer. Ooh, beautiful. Come take a look. Put it back in shape, and I'll tack it back together. It's not going to work out so well because it's going to burn through on me, but I got to do it. So it's going to hold. Now it can be a delicate. Once I got it held with the weld there, then I can weld it. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to weld it. Never guessed. Coat hanger. Alrighty. Got quite a little gap going on there because I've shaved that down, I shaved that down, I thinned them both out. You can see how I burnt through there. Another thing too, don't want to go right back on top of that. As soon as I hit that with a welder, that's going to come apart because it heat it back up again, it'll come apart again. I want to leave that alone and go somewhere else. That's a big mistake. I've done it many times. Try to go back there and fix that hole, and then all of a sudden you hit that and the welder and it comes back apart again. Don't want that. You can see how that dropped right in there nicely. Just melting the coat hanger. Let's do a little bit more up here and I'll cut a little more off. It's a delicate process, but once you get good at using the coat hanger, you can see where I touched it right up in front there, burn a hole pretty quick, and that's okay. I'm going to do the coat hanger the whole way. So I'll cut some more off and just keep going. Should have two cords here, one for... We'll go this way. Bang that back on there a little bit. What I'll do is I'll go close to the weld. That way there I can bang it back. If I go up here, it'll go boing, 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 boing. So I'll get it close to the weld. I got butterfingers today. And I got it welded there, and then I can go up here and hit it. Make it tight. If you were not doing this with a coat hanger, I'm thinking that you would have quite an issue welding that back together because it would keep burning on you. That's what it would do. It would keep burning on you, burning out on you. Seems to be easier to cut it through here. You can see quite a gap going on there. And I'm just going to hit it with the hammer. Bring it in tight there somewhat. And we'll do the first one. And then we'll hit it with the hammer again. The weld is holding it. So it stays after you hit it. Shot of the quite a gap going on there, but once you get onto the coat hanger, it's a piece of pest. Piece of pest. I'm going to actually hit it right here because it's nice and tight and right. Done right here. Pliers to beat that off. I still want this shape right here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice that down and back here and beat that back. It's out wide, too wide here, so I'm going to slice it and beat this back and then weld it. Now, you can see how I cut some out of that and bring it down there. So now I'll be able to bring that back. And I'll probably bring this right up around here like this and do the exact same thing here. We'll do something funny. Something funny with the window. Brought that back, no problem. Try and do this as quickly as I can. This is something that could take a long time if you want it to, but I don't want it to. I don't want it to. Hope that makes sense. All right, I'm going to tack it right there. It's down flush now. Looks good there. You can make something a bigger issue than it has to be if you want to, or you can make it easy if you want to, just like what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. What I'm going to do here on this corner, you can see where it's coming around there. I'm going to take a little piece and add it on there. I might as well show you how I'm going to do it right this present second while I'm here, actually. While we're doing it, I'll show you what I'm going to do. A little piece of metal here. Just for Jolene's ears. I didn't want her. Just for Jolene's ears. Now, when we do this piece here, we're going to have to mimic it on the back side for the window to lay in. But I need a little piece. It goes from there to there. Oh, where's my marker go? It's down inside the door. So I got a piece going on from here. I'm going to bring it ahead a little bit more. Need a little bit more. Got to be careful to cut me. So I'm going to put a piece on right here. To about. You better go up here somewhere, just in case. And I can smooth that off after. So I'll cut that. I think I said that the day me and Aiden were doing the inside of the door. I was talking about when you're making things, if it does not fit perfectly, I can go back and forth and grind it and go back and forth and grind it and go back and forth and grind it if I want to, But this is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to flatten it and shape it after I get it in there. The bump, so I didn't weld through. Okay, now I'm going to shape it with the hammer. Sort of want a nice curve going on there. Watch yourself. I'm unplugged. And I knew what I had to do here for a long time. It's just that I've been doing other things. I've been doing other things. Alrighty, I'm going to tack that on. Hammer. Doesn't look like a bad curve going on there. Just want to tack that corner on. And I got to weld that in there. Let's make a little piece for the center here, or for this piece. It's just a matter of getting a piece of metal. Doing the exact same thing. Cut. I don't want the marker because it'd be too big. I want to lay down inside. Yeah, got a little too kind of a hard piece to cut. Alrighty. I'm going to weld that in there. I'm going to shave some of it off. Got that gap in there, but I'll have to shave some of that. That's okay. I'm going to weld that right down that corner. That has to be flapper wheeled off because it's not down far enough, but we'll get it. That's down in there nice. Watch yourself, sweetheart. Now I got it in place. I was able to zip cut it. We just want to get it down in there. If it comes out too far, it'll just cause an issue when you go to body fill it and do the body work to it. It'll cause an issue, and what I mean by cause an issue, it'll be a high spot, and you'll have to grind it and beat it down. So basically, I want to get it down in so it's flush. I'd rather have it not sticking out than sticking out. I'm trying to tell you. So let's grind. Got that in there where it's looking right. Let's take and knock out the other side, or we'll knock out the excess so we can see what it's going to look like. So we can see what the shape of the window is going to look like on the edge. Just going to tack this shut. Just doing the bump to make sure I don't go through. Take and cut some more off. We'll get over to the center there and get it seeing what it's looking like or supposed to look like. I know what you're all thinking too. That'd be a good welding project for Aiden, wouldn't it? That's what I've been thinking. All right, we'll cut a little bit further. We'll do some more. Starting to look all right. Yeah. What I'm thinking with cutting a little bit off at a time, if I would have just cut them along there and cut it all off, you could run into an issue. Don't want to run into an issue. You know, I want to be able to keep it together. Try these channel locks here. I love these things, you know, they really help out in areas that you don't think that you would ever use them, but good. Awesome. Got some more. Things are staying good together right now at the present moment. Looks like there's more metal in there than the other side, or this when I first cut it off. Don't want to squeeze it too much, get it moving around. Good. Everything's staying together good. Seems to be. There's another piece of metal in there. Now, there's one side that looks like it's supposed to, or what I want it to look like. We've got this lip here, we've got no lip on the bottom. Like I said before, I cut that piece of metal. Now, we can run, we still get that sweetheart look, still got that Jolene front windshield, the sweetheart look. So now what we'll do, I'm just gonna cut that and make it round for, just so it looks better. So when you look at it, you can see, you can tell what I'm talking about. Just gonna cut as I cut that. Nope, we're good. No sense going, I can do the other side too, but it's just kind of, come take a look. Now, I cut that. I'm gonna cut a little bit more, just so it fits a little better. Just so it fits a little better. Now, what has to happen is, now I can put a piece of metal in there, like so. So now I've got this piece here, and the windshield can lay on this piece here. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a new lip, so that's going to have to be cut, obviously. So if you I know you can picture it. So I cut this metal like this. And run a new lip all the way across this piece here. Now I'll be able to place my window down in here just like this. So that's what it gives me. It's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of welding, a little bit of finessing, but that's what I do. It's like I said to Jolene, you ever find that I build everything from the windows to the engine mounts to the frame to the doors to the door openings to the roof to the whatever. It's kind of, that's what I do. I do everything. So it's kind of, what can I say? Sometimes it plays on you. That's why I move around a little bit. But when you do everything, like from moving the window, you really don't realize, or not a lot of people will realize how much work was actually done to this car when it's rolling down the road. Right from the window to the top of the doors to the trunk to the back window to the whatever. It's hard to imagine, or it's hard to imagine all the work that has to be done. But you can see how it's still going to have its sweetheart look. We'll just mimic that with the line back here with this part here. We'll mimic that all the way across. And then we'll have a window opening that we can lay a window in. So you'll be able to glue a window in it just like you would have on the 84 LTD station wagon. You will be able to glue it in just like that. After you get the window and get that all ready to go in, then I got to make a dash for it. This car will make a dash for it. This car had a piece of wood in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run inside and make a dash for it. And after I make the dash for it, then I got to make a wheelhouse or a transmission tunnel for it. And the tunnel going back to the drive shaft is just endless, thing after thing after thing. But we're going to keep after it for a little bit. And what I mean keep after it for a little bit, the beginning of August, I'm going to make sure that I get on Jolene's race car and make sure that we get that done right and tight before we go to the Pine Tree Jamboree. That's where we want to go. We want to go racing. I want to thank all the good comments and all the good people that come on the page and are people that follow all the time. I want to thank everybody. Appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Donnie Viner. I've been thinking about you. Haven't seen him for a while. If he watches the videos, I want to let him know that, hey man. Also, I got the back welded in. We have the roof of the car. This is the back here. We welded this all in. I got it filled out a little bit, back and forth. Just little things like this. The back window where it folds up like this, all that had to be capped off and welded up, where I cut that off and cap it off and weld it behind there. Had to do the same on the other side. I also got, you can see where the back was welded on. There's a piece of square stock back here. You can see how I got it welded on there, how nicely that fit. This opens up. I think this is going to be Fina's place to sit and to get fresh air. We got the pieces welded on the doors. Aiden got them all welded in, did a fantastic job. So we got, this is all capped in now. We got this capped in on that side. I gotta slow down, that camera's only so fast. We got this all capped in up in here. This is all welded on both sides. We really put the weld to it. We got it capped up in here and welded down here and on this side, same as on the other side. Got that all welded in. We got the pieces welded on from the back of the window. I got one welded on the other side, welded one on this side. Got this is all welded up now. There's just numerous amounts of welding has to go on to get this done. I still have to weld a dash in, still have to do whatever. But we're going to keep cutting this off. We'll keep fabbing this, getting this going around like that. We're going to weld a lip in it. We'll have a place to put a window in it in no time. Just keep rocking and rolling. I got some grinding to do on that. I didn't grind that because I wanted to do that. I wanted to get that put in there and filled in there. And the reason I left that off till we got the doors cut open so we can get inside of it. We got the doors open now. Everything's going fantastic. Still have to lower the car in the rear end. I'm going to try to fight to get this one in primer before August. Because there's so much to do. I still have to go out and sandblast everything in the front end. I want to get rid of all the holes in the firewall. Wow. Alrighty, thanks everybody. That's how I'm going to do the front window. It was basically that simple. I knew what I was going to do, but I know there's a lot of people that were thinking, wow, what's he going to do for the front window? Well, that's what I'm going to do, or that's what I'm doing. And you can do the exact same thing. Just if you come to a roadblock, carry on, put some fill on and sand away. But at the same time, think about what you're going to do in the window or whatever problem that you have. Think about that as you're doing that. Do not let anything slow you down, because if I concentrated right on that one spot and I didn't come up with a plan right away, well, it would slow me down, and that's not what I do. I just continue on. If something slows me down and I can't get it, I just move on to something else. Just keep moving. All right, everybody, have a good one. And Jolene looks amazing today, and I want to thank everybody that watches and that has subscribed and bought things. We appreciate it. We really do. Have a good one.